The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with college basketball because tonight the 2025 men's NCAA tournament officially gets underway in Dayton with two of the first four play-in games. At 6:40 at St. Francis, PA against Alabama State. Top-seeded Auburn awaits the winner of that game on Thursday. Then at about 9:10 or so tonight, we've got North Carolina against San Diego State. The winner of that game will move on to play Ole Miss on Thursday. Staying with college hoops, Janai Broom of Auburn and Cooper Flagg of Duke were both selected as unanimous first-team All-Americans today. Joining them on the first team is Alabama's Mark Sears, Braden Smith of Purdue, and Florida's Walter Clayton Jr. And in the NBA tonight, the Cavaliers will begin a 5-game West Coast road trip in Los Angeles for a matchup against the Clippers. Tip-off is at 10:30. This update is sponsored by The Waterworks. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system with The Waterworks. Visit them online today at thewaterworks.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
From Learfield, this is the Buckeye Roundtable Show presented by Burger King and brought to you statewide by the American Dairy Association Mideast and Cova Insurance, Window Nation, and by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers on the Ohio State Sports Network presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics. Now here's your host, Tim Hall.
All right, Buckeye fans, here we go on a nice little Tuesday episode of Buckeye Roundtable as we weave our way through the winter and spring edition. It's starting to feel like just the spring edition right now with the warm weather that's coming in. And, hey, we are now inviting our new baseball coach, Justin Hare, to the airwaves. So every single episode that we have left in this run of shows, we'll be talking to our baseball coach. Hey, he's taken over this program from Bill Mosiello, 2 years where there was not a lot of success since Mosiello took over from Greg Beals. So Hare's got a lot of work to do. Want to give him some time to get this thing up and running. I know they wanted more wins off the start of their season, but it's very, very early. So later in the 7 o'clock hour, we welcome our baseball coach. Big conversations to be had with our men's hockey coach, Steve Rollick, as they are going to play for a Big Ten tournament championship on Saturday in East Lansing. That would be the first one for Steve Rollick and the men's hockey program. That's a big deal. We know the women's hockey program, they are outstanding as well. Congratulations to them as they are on to another Frozen Four. They're chasing down another national championship here in the next week or two. And women's basketball in the big dance, hosting. I know that was a big thing. We were not entirely sure with where this women's basketball program slid in the net rankings. I think last I checked, they were 18. So if you do the quick math there, it's not a perfect science, though. Top 4 seeds, they're the ones that get to host first and second round. I love that about the women's tournament. That's a unique element that they have. Gives you a big advantage. It puts a lot of incentive on what you do in the regular season and in your conference tournament, and the Buckeyes got it. So they'll play Montana State on Friday, and maybe they'll play Tennessee on Sunday. Can't wait to talk to Kevin McGuff right at the end of the 6 o'clock hour. And, my goodness, there's so much going on with spring football taking off now. We've got the quarterback battle to talk about. I don't think we're ever going to get an answer from Ryan Day this spring. We'll hear some comments from him right out of the gates. But I wouldn't expect any kind of a pecking order with where they are at quarterback, even though we all probably think that it's going to be Julian Sayin, the talented transfer from Alabama. He was at Alabama for like 2 minutes, but talented recruit, lots of ability. His quick release video has been captured of that since the Buckeyes walked to the championship, some of his warm-ups. And, we got to see this guy in spring football last year as well and in preseason camp last year. But he can really sling it, and we'll be getting to see a lot of these Buckeye football storylines play their way throughout spring. But coming up here, the men's basketball team, they are not going to play in any postseason event. They did not get into the big dance as we center on the first four in Dayton tonight. Really cool event that I'm really glad that Ohio has. I think it's a nice staple of the tournament without expanding any more beyond that. That's fine, leaving it at the first four. But you get a couple of 16 seeds playing in the first game tonight. And then you get the most controversial team put in the tournament, the North Carolina Tar Heels, taking on San Diego State in the late game. So we'll be focused on that. And we do love college basketball. But not just because North Carolina got in. That didn't mean Ohio State was going to get in. If they were in, they were the third team left out when they showed us everything on Selection Sunday. But no tournament for the Buckeyes for the third straight year. and they decided not to participate in the college basketball crown, this new thing that's going to go against the NIT. Why didn't they do that? Well, we'll get some thoughts from Jake Diebler coming up here as we really get the ball rolling. But by the way, the Ohio State women's team, they will open play in the NCAA tournament, as I said, Friday against Montana State. Our pregame coverage will begin at 5:15. Coming up, we'll put a wrap on the Ohio State men's season and hear more from Coach Jake Diebler in our radio show Rewind as the Buckeye Roundtable show continues.
More of Buckeye Roundtable presented by Burger King coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Ready?
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right. Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles. From biking to bench presses, Milk's protein helps you build lean muscle and gain more from your workouts.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
For 100 years, our passion at Atlas Butler has been helping people. From those who have relied on us for years to those who call us for the first time. For our team, their families, and our community, Atlas Butler is here to keep Central Ohio safe and comfortable with trusted, convenient service. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
When you're here, you understand what it means to be a Buckeye. And at Elk & Elk, we're proud to wear scarlet and gray every Saturday. Every client, every day, means if you're ever injured, we're proud to stand with you in court. And when you're here at the shoe, we're proud to stand with you and cheer on the Buckeyes.
Whether we're here at the big game or in court, we are committed to you.
Elk & Elk, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For more than 35 years, Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse has been known by Buckeye Nation as serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks have been a staple in Columbus with 3 locations in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. Hyde Park is proud to introduce our newly added wine room at the downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining will surround you. And coupled with live entertainment every weekend, Hyde Park will be the perfect setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Welcome back, Buckeye fans. It's Buckeye Roundtable, and it's presented by Burger King. I'm Timmy Hall. We're going to talk some Buckeye men's basketball here in a second. A lot to get to at the end of the season. The Foundation has done a great job of supporting Ohio State student athletes as they give back to our community. Please visit thefoundation.com today to see how you can make an impact on Ohio State student athletes.
Time now for the Jake Diebler Show Rewind.
All right, so the big news was they did not get into the NCAA tournament. A lot of us thought that they were not once they lost to Iowa. And then some late talk came from the athletics director at North Carolina, who's the chair of the selection committee, Bubba Cunningham, popular guy this week, right? Because North Carolina got in and he's the chair. He has to recuse himself, but still, it's the way it looks. I'd say getting that bonus for North Carolina getting is the one thing that can't happen. But he said something the day before Selection Sunday about how, well, the Big Ten could take double-digit seeds. So people started to think, well, that must mean that Indiana and Ohio State, who metrically as far as their rating, net ranking, that would put them in. It didn't happen. And then Ohio State had to decide what they would do as far as postseason play, and they ultimately decided not to play in the College Basketball Crown, this new thing that Fox is putting on with its main conference partners, us in the Big Ten, the Big 12, and the Big East. And the way we kind of first understood it is that they got 6 picks, and then you had to go if you were picked. Well, you can decline, but that means you can't play in anything else. So the Buckeyes couldn't say no to that and then go and play in the NIT because they like the scheduling of that better. So this one's a little bit longer, but some good stuff in here because Jake Diebler talked about this on the show about why they decided to have the season be done.
Really, really hard decision because, you know, the competitor in me and the competitiveness of this team and this program, you know, certainly wants to play and wants to keep playing, and if there's a championship to be won, wants to go make a run at it. But, you know, we had some time since Wednesday night to kind of evaluate, right, what the future could hold, knowing we knew at minimum we had the crown opportunity. And listen, we saw last night, you know, we were very much right there for the NCAA tournament. So the biggest thing I think for us is, you know, we've been playing in big-time meaningful games for a significant stretch, and our guys have poured everything they had into it. And we got some guys who, you know, quite honestly, you know, they're banged up. They're dealing with some injuries and just some overall kind of totality of the season of what we asked a couple guys to do. And, you know, we still got some guys sick right now. Like it's been a lot, and we just felt like, you know, right now certainly the crown, the timing of the crown's not ideal. I mean, if we're going to have an open, we can be open and direct about that too, but it was more about just everything else we've had going on physically and what we've done to get through this year, that we felt like the best thing right now for this group was to turn that down. Now, getting into the crown, I think I love the idea of it, right? I think it's great what they're trying to do. You know, the timing's tough because it starts, you know, after the portal opens. And, you know, we explored even not going to the crown and trying to get into the NIT as a potential option, maybe a third option if NCAA tournament crown. And because of the deal, you know, the Big Ten has and things, that wasn't an option for us. It was crown or nothing. We couldn't do NIT this year because we were the highest rated net team in the league, which was, you know, essentially that was the agreement with the crown and the Big Ten. So those were our two options, NCAA tournament or crown. And we just, again, that's why we aren't playing.
Two options there. And they chose, of course, let's attack this offseason and let's get ready for 2025-26, which I agree with. And he said there, the transfer portal is going to open almost a full week. I think it is a full week before the college basketball crown even begins. It's late March. It's basically that week going up to the Final Four. That is wild to me. I don't know how that ultimately is going to work, but if you're a team that missed out on the NCAA tournament, you should be disappointed, right? Especially when we're Ohio State. There's a lot of mid-majors out there that making a college basketball crown would be a good thing, or making the NIT would be a good thing, like what happened to South Alabama. Not right, how they should be in the NIT. They screwed up the bids there. That shouldn't happen. But this is something where I agree with for the Buckeyes, and they get ready on next year's team. I view this with their roster. And I don't know if everybody's back because it's college basketball in 2024. You don't know. But Bruce Thornton, John Mobley, Devin Royal, and Sean Stewart, for me as a bench player, maybe earning his way into being a starter. And then I say build whatever you can build on top of that. But this was Jake Diebler talking about these conversations that you got to have with your players about the future.
Yeah, you know, there are a lot of conversations happening right now, Ron. And there's layers to the conversations. I think, you know, when you look at each player, and we'll go from, you know, Micah, right, as kind of the oldest all the way, well, Micah and Quez, all the way down to, you know, our freshmen. And when you look at each player, there's conversations surrounding each player, each player has multiple people around them, that conversations exist. So, that's the phase we're in right now, is we are having a ton of dialogue with everybody. How can we help, our older guys with the next chapter of their life and on down. And then in addition to that, it is a deep dive into, what the roster needs to look like moving forward. And, I think certainly this year, as the season went on, and listen, there will be a time to kind of go through everything we went through, because it was a lot, But that being said, that's like, that's just it's a reality. That's not an excuse. That's a reality, because I believe with what we had on any given day, we had a chance to win that game. So that's kind of what's going on right now, is evaluating, some very specific needs from a roster standpoint, and conversations about retention, right, is part of it. So that's what's happening right now. There aren't a lot of answers yet on the development of guys. Some guys were having those conversations, starting development. Here's what the spring needs to look like into the summer and beyond. And some other guys, we're not at that point about development yet.
So we're going to see just about what players we're talking about. But Athletics Director Ross Bjork, he gave some quotes today. He talked to WOSU, and he kind of said some of the same things about how they really are looking at a nucleus of players. And then in today's college basketball, you are always managing the roster. Some guys are going to be moving on. He basically said some guys are going to be moving on. So we can't go with the exact names just yet, but we got ideas. But another thing that, of course, is going to be critical, and Ross alluded to this too, and here's Jake, it's the transfer portal. This is Diebler and his views of the portal.
This is the way I view to look at the portal, right? It's created an instability in rosters across the country. And I think it's good for everybody. It can be, as long as your motives and everything are right, and you're transparent and you're honest about what you want, and people are honest with you. It can be good for players. It can be good for teams. That's the reality of it, and that's why we've chosen, as a program, to embrace it, and make it a part of how we build our roster. So. But it continues, the landscape of college basketball continues to shift, and it continues to change, and we're going to get more information and more change, after this spring. But, we as a program are constantly trying to stay on the forefront of that. And I think we can. I think we should be able to do that at Ohio State. It takes a lot of support and things to do that. But, the conversations are different than they were even 3 years ago. To be honest with you, like even when NIL first started, the conversations have changed, dramatically.
He's not wrong. The portal is a bad thing. The portal's also a good thing, because this is the life that we live, and you have to play that portal game. Or as we've seen college basketball teams replenish their roster with new staffs, with new head coaches, and go right into the NCAA tournament year one. So it can be done. And I think with a full offseason under his belt, with the assistant coaches focusing on one thing here together, they're going to do a lot better at that this time around. Coaches' comments were presented by Kroger. Kroger Pickup is the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today in the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. We're going to go championship mode, and we're going to go football. We've been doing it every single episode. We get to some big games in the college football playoff run as we keep going through the road to the national championship. It's our flashback next as Buckeye Roundtable continues.
You're listening to Buckeye Roundtable, presented by Burger King on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
Where more than 1,700 scientists are working on new treatments and new hope for every form of cancer.
You're making the choice to have the most advanced treatments, many of which were developed right here.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Now through March 31st, get 4.99 APR financing on a stylish new 25 Corolla. Or 5.99 on Corolla Hybrid, excludes Corolla Cross and GR Corolla. Or lease a gas-powered 25 Corolla LE for $239 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details. Or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
We're getting ready to do our national championship flashback. Why not relive some of the great moments from Ohio State's classic 2024 championship run? But welcome back. It's this week's Buckeye Roundtable show, and it's presented by Burger King. I'm Timmy Hall. Hey, Buckeye fans, you can say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings with a fixed price plan with AEP Energy. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. And be sure to tune in each game for the AEP Energy halftime report.
It's time for the Buckeye Roundtable Road to the National Championship Flashback. Hit it!
All right, so we leave off here in a good spot. The Buckeyes just blasted Tennessee in the first ever home playoff game, and now you're going to the Rose Bowl. You can just see it, right? You can hear it. You are looking live. It is the 74th edition of the Rose Bowl game. The Ohio State Buckeyes and the Oregon Ducks. The Keith Jackson just lives in you, or even put that forward to Brent Musburger. Either way, you have to have it. It's just Americana, right? It's Pasadena. It's the mountains out there. It's the sunset. It's college football pageantry at its absolute best. In a sense, you're just happy to be there because it's a playoff game, and the fact that you get almost a classic Big Ten, Pac-10 matchup there, even though they're both in the Big Ten, but you get your rematch with the Oregon Ducks. And we all have this conversation, those of us that are in the media here. When did you know? When did you know that this Buckeye team was really going to spread its wings and fly and run to this championship? Some said that it was after the Tennessee game. We, of course, all felt better after the Tennessee game, but I needed to see this Buckeye offense do it again and do it against the best team in the country to really fully know. But, boy, they got started early.
2nd and 10, Ohio State from the Oregon 45. Howard will toss that one short out to the left side. Jeremiah Smith to the Oregon 35-yard line. To the 30, by defenders to the 20, and he's going to take it to the end zone for a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith, 45 yards to the end zone, going down the left side of the field. And much like the previous game against Tennessee, a quick start for Ohio State. And the Buckeyes lead Oregon 6-0.
You know, even before the Jeremiah Smith touchdown, all the calls courtesy of the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield. I mean, did you imagine? Where else would it come from? Paul Keels, Jim Lachey on the calls. But Chip Kelly and Ryan Day are so locked in. The play that they drew up to G. Scott, where I think they fake one to Quinshon Judkins on a running back bubble screen. Oregon's got no idea how they can defend that. And then G. Scott Jr. just slips out of the backfield on a little wheel route. He's wide open, 30-some yard gain. You're thinking, oh, boy, they've got some things dialed up. Well, Emeka Egbuka, this was one of the most sensational plays of the entire playoff that got the Buckeyes on the board again in the first quarter.
Carnell Tate will be out wide to the right. Egbuka starts as a slot right. Smith wide left. Tight end Scott into the line left. Henderson to the left of quarterback Will Howard. Gets the snap. Howard fakes the handoff. Sets up at the 50 to pass. Shoots that down the middle of the field for Egbuka. Got it to the 5 and into the end zone. Emeka Egbuka raced by the Oregon defense and takes it into the end zone for Ohio State's second touchdown of the day. And the Buckeyes, thanks to that 42-yarder through the air, have a 13-0 lead over Oregon.
We had the conversation, what was better there, the throw or the catch? The throw from Will Howard, I mean, it's sensational. It's right on the money. But Emeka's blanketed right there. I think he has to catch that ball basically with one hand. He might have switched hands. I'm not watching the replay. I'm just listening to the audio. But I remember being equally impressed with both and wondering which was better, the throw or the catch. But the onslaught, as you remember, would continue. Even Jaden Fielding, he's locked. He knocks in a 46-yard field goal. And then Jeremiah Smith, I think this is the one where he hit the Cristiano Ronaldo celly in the end zone. He went deep again.
2nd and 5. Ohio State with the ball to the Oregon 43. 17-0 Buckeyes leading. Everybody pinched in tight on either side of the line of scrimmage. Egbuka motioning from right to left now. Snap to Will Howard. Fakes the handoff. Sets up behind the 50 to pass. Guns that one deep down the middle of the field. Jeremiah Smith got it at the 4 and into the end zone. Jeremiah Smith on a 43-yard touchdown pass from Will Howard. The second time today, those two have hooked up for a score. And what do you know? It's 23-0 Ohio State leading Oregon.
At this point, you know, oh my goodness, this is over. We're early in the second quarter. There's so much time left in this football game, but this is a bloodbath. This is crazy what this machine that we all thought this Ohio State football team could be, they're doing it now and at the right time. And then just to add insult to injury or insult to insult, Ohio State stretches it to 31-0. I mean, this thing is game over.
Yeah, Henderson to the backfield with Howard, gets the snap on first down. Henderson running right side, hits his own 35, gets to the 40, down the right sideline to the Oregon 40, goes Henderson to the 30 of the Ducks, to the 20, to the 10, to the house. Travion Henderson right around the right side, and his 9th rushing touchdown of the year. That one's 66 yards to the end zone. And how about this Ohio State offense who's jumped in front of Oregon 30-0.
So 34-0, and then I will give Oregon credit for doing whatever they could do to get the touchdown and 2-point conversion at the end of the second quarter, because you do never know when you're playing a team that's that good. And everything slowed down in the second half. The Buckeyes only had to put one more touchdown on the board to just cruise to a 41-21 victory. But this was the game for me. This was the one for me where I said, oh my goodness, they're going to do it. They're going to win by double digits on their way to the national championship. And Ryan Day, consistent with his messaging, it's always been about what a resilient group the Buckeyes had.
You know, I talked to these guys about it a couple weeks ago. That's life. And this team is resilient. And when you surround yourself with great people, with great character, you know, you find yourself working through difficult times. And at the end of the day, you know, we wanted to win a national championship. And the way that we got here wasn't what we expected. It wasn't what we planned for. But nonetheless, we had an opportunity to come back and play Oregon after we'd already played them early in the season. And that's the only thing that mattered. And the guys have been doing a great job of staying focused. The staff has stuck together, but the players have stuck together. And they're fighting to continue to stay together because, you know, the winner gets to play together another week, the loser doesn't. So, you know, those guys have worked hard to stay together. And now we've got an opportunity to go play Texas and a lot of football ahead of us.
So let's do that. Let's go to that Texas game. Let's fast forward, but still rewind at the same time. 9 days into the future, and a place where the Buckeyes had a lot of success. The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, Jerry World, Dallas, Texas. Here we go. So the Buckeye defense gets a hold, forces Texas out on downs on the first drive, and then a 10-play, 64-yard drive that spans 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Quinshon Judkins finishes that off with a 9-yard touchdown run. Beautiful, right? Then a punt for Texas. But then you got into this mode here early in this game where Ohio State consistently was shooting itself in the foot, taking penalties, not doing the things that it needed to do to put this game away, to actually take a lead in this game that lined up with how they were actually playing and how much better they were than Texas on this day. But that's what happens. You know, you can let a team hang in there, but we know this play in a 7-7 ball game, when it looked like it would be a 7-7 ball game going into halftime, completely changes the complexion of this game and the whole championship run for the Buckeyes.
Sets up in a shotgun. Travion Henderson to his left. Smith wide left. Scott, Ibuka, and Tate wide right for Ohio State. Snap to Will Howard. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Howard in trouble. Dumps it down on the right side. Caught by Henderson. Runs to the Ohio State 25, to the 30, to the 35. Loose to the 40, to the 50. Down the right side goes Travion Henderson. And he's going to take it all the way to the house. Travion Henderson on a little slip screen out the right side. 75 yards to pay dirt. And Ohio State moves back in front of Texas.
Completely outrageous that you take that lead into the halftime break. But this one would still be tight. We know that the Buckeyes throw a pick, another interception to start the second half. And that keeps Texas in it. They don't score right away, but eventually Texas gets the equalizer. You got a 14-14 ball game. You feel like you outplayed them early, but you didn't do what you needed to do to make or create a lead. So this is the situation you're in. The Buckeyes then get that 13-play, 88-yard drive to go up 21-14, but Texas has plenty of time to march down and try to get the equalizer. Then, of course, let's enjoy it. Let's listen to it. One of the great plays in Ohio State football history, a Central Ohio guy in Jack Sawyer.
4th and goal, Texas at the Ohio State 8 with 2:29 to play fourth quarter. 21-14, Buckeyes leading. Ewers in a shotgun. 2x2 wide receivers. Wisner in the backfield with him. Ewers set to toss. Ewers being chased. Hit by Jack Sawyer. Knocked the ball out. Sawyer's picked it up, and he's running down the right side. Jack Sawyer hits the 50-yard line to the Texas 40. Sawyer to the 30, to the 20 of Texas. Jack Sawyer is going to take it into the end zone. His second fumble recovery of the season. Jack Sawyer, Ohio State defensive end. He finally got to Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers. And Jack Sawyer races it into the end zone to give Ohio State a 27-14 lead over Texas.
There he is, the fumble king, Jack Sawyer, returning it and creating a 28-14 lead, which would be the ultimate final score after the Caleb Downs interception, which was a brilliant pick as well. And the Buckeyes are on to the national championship game. And he would say it later. When he was running down the sideline, that's when Ryan Day said he knew they were going to win the title. Here he was after the game.
Well, I think the first thing is this team is resilient. You know, about a month ago, a lot of people counted us out. And these guys went to work. This team, these leaders, the captains, the staff, everybody in the Woody believed. And because of that, I believe we won the game in the fourth quarter. And there's probably a lot of people back in Columbus that are having a good time tonight. We're only do it for 24 hours because we got one left.
One left, and we're going to go over that one, their national championship win over Notre Dame next week. But spring football has begun for this 2025 team that aims to repeat. A lot of players that are moving and shaking to talk about. We got a quarterback situation. But we all kind of, I think in this chair, Julian Sain's going to be throwing the football in 2025. I think a lot of Buckeye fans think that. They're not going to say that yet. But what have we seen so far? We're going to hit the red zone with Tim May from Letterman Row as the Buckeye Roundtable show continues.
This is Buckeye Roundtable, presented by Burger King on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
As the official hot dog of Ohio State Athletics, Sugardale is dedicated to delicious. Whether you're cheering on the Buckeyes at the game or grilling at your home tailgate, you can count on Sugardale to score a touchdown. Made right here in Ohio for more than 100 years, Sugardale has always taken a personal approach to making great-tasting, high-quality meats. Look for Sugardale hot dogs, bacon, ham, and more at your local grocery store.
Buckeye Nation, join us on April 13th at the 2025 Ohio State Four-Mother, presented by Union Home Mortgage, the Ohio Beef Council, and Raising Cane's. This is your chance to run down the tunnel and finish on the 50-yard line at Ohio Stadium. A portion of the proceeds benefit the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. This is something you won't want to miss. Register today at ohiostatefourmiler.com. Go Bucks!
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
Your Ohio State flagship station, The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
We're about to talk some spring football storylines with Tim May of Letterman Row. But welcome back, guys. It's this week's Buckeye Roundtable show presented by Burger King. I'm Timmy Hall. Buckeyes are known for paying it forward. That's why Buckeyes Care strives to serve the betterment of our community by positively impacting families across Ohio. Joint partners American Electric Power, Kroger, Donato's, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the James Cancer Hospital, Huntington Bank, and WBNS TV in Columbus, and supporting this cause at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Buckeyes Care.
Buckeye Roundtable Red Zone.
And we are joined by Tim May right now. Tim, thanks for doing it. We got spring football to talk about. Now tell me, is there any way, when it's all said and done, Julian Sayin is not the guy under center for the Buckeyes in 2025?
You want me to be definitive? Is that what you're saying, instead of hemming and hawing?
I like you just the way you are, Tim. However you want to be on this fine Thursday or Tuesday, whatever night it is.
Yeah, here's the thing. He should be. Let's put it that way, right? If you look at pedigree and resumes, although Tavian St. Clair, it's going to be interesting to see how much he could come along in the spring and make an impact. Lincoln Keynotes has been around for a while, but Julian Sayin has all the credentials to step up and be that guy. Now, with that said, Timmy, you watch the games like I do or did. You didn't really go wow except for one play with him, this whole season, right? So, when he got to play some, and matter of fact, kind of spit the bit a few times. So, yeah, he should be the guy. Anybody who's ever watched him throw the ball in practice can see what he brings from the art of just throwing the football, which is, job number one for the quarterback. If you can run, that's great too, right? But yeah, he should be the guy. But you got to let it play out. I know that's hard for some people to think, but as the spring goes along, if he doesn't really stand out in one form or fashion in like scrimmaging and stuff, then you can't just definitively say he's going to be the guy. Lincoln Keenholz has been putting in the work himself, and he's obviously a different kind of quarterback in all kinds of respects, but definitely has put in some work. And so we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, Julian's saying, I mean, like I like to say, if you were going to cast a movie, you'd want him throwing the football in it.
He's got the look, right? He's just got the quarterback look to him. And Tim May's with us, and you say it well. Lincoln Keenholz, USA Today High School Athlete of the Year, brilliant athlete, right? Multi-sport guy, and he's been in the system a little bit longer. But as far as high potential, none of these guys really have a lot of college football game experience at all. Lincoln, of course, played in the bowl game that we like to forget about, but didn't do very well, and that was a tough ask. But if you had to explain to someone that hasn't really seen Julian Sayin yet, because his quick release is the thing that's out there, not an overly tall kid at 6'1", that's not too short either, but what would you love about a guy like Julian Sayin?
Well, number one, it is his release. I mean, it's those that don't come around very often, the guy that can just see it and pop it, you know what I mean? Just the ball comes out of his hand. You know, watch some of the videos from just the practice on Monday.
It makes a sound.
It makes a sound. It whizzes as it goes by.
Yeah, it's like a when it pops out.
Yeah, and but you know the thing about him is that's what we kind of missed in the few appearances he made during this past season was maybe a little bit of hesitancy in where he actually was throwing the ball, or maybe things didn't look right, and he just didn't seem to have that zip on the ball like he has in practice when you get to watch him sometimes. So that will come with experience. But you know, he just kind of exudes kind of a cool dude. You know, he's from, you know, you can say Southern California.
Carlsbad, man. The home of Callaway Golf.
Yeah, but exactly. When you say Southern California, you think more of like the L.A. area, you know, and he's from down in Carlsbad. And, you know, like you said, I mean, that's where they played the NCAA tournament, you know, last year. Was I think a golf course right next to Carlsbad and stuff. And like I pointed out to Bo last week, you know, you can see the Pacific Ocean from his high school stadium. So it's like, but he's a really laid back, kind of cool dude, in my opinion. And, you know, his high school coach continually has raved about him just because of his ability to, in essence, make decisions, lead, and just throw some beautiful passes. So we'll see if that can translate as he goes along here.
Tim May from Letterman Row talking some Buckeye football. Let's listen to this clip here, then I want to get your response. It's Coach Ryan Day after practice talking about a big name. It's going to be a lot of eyeballs on him and what he can do under this new Matt Patricia defense, and it's why C.J. Hicks was standing out.
Well, I think the first thing is, you know, his quickness off the edge. He's got a great first step. He's powerful for somebody maybe who like isn't as big or strong as maybe some of the defensive ends we've had. He can really get skinny around the edge and reduce the surface area, has a good knack for rushing the passer. And so we messed around a little bit with it last year, but now we're going to it more full time.
Now, Tim, we know Kenyatta Jackson and Caden Curry, it's sort of their time as edge rushers, as classic DNs in a 4-3. What do you expect with C.J. Hicks with Patricia at the helm now?
Well, maybe they'll finally figure out a way to get him on the field and let him do what he does. I mean, number 11, we've talked about this before, Tim. Number 11, when he's out on the field, he reminds you a lot of Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, you know, with the Cowboys. Micah, with formerly of Penn State. I mean, he just has that. Kind of let him do that. You know what I mean? I mean, is the deal because they spent quite a bit of time and effort getting him to play linebacker, and it just hasn't really, for want of another term, come around for him. And just give a guy some limited things to do, because I'm telling you, if you watch him, you know, we've watched him for the past two springs, just do some extraordinary stuff when in what I call a phone booth. You know, you just take 2 or 3 steps and boom, he's on top of you. And he has that quickness, and he has that ability to bring you down. I mean, you know, he doesn't look like Jack Sawyer in terms of size, but in terms of quickness, speed, and the ability to get right on top of you. You know, that's really what it's all about, right? So, I mean, I think they finally come to see what some of us have seen for a while now. He's not necessarily cut out to be a roving linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, Sonny Styles was having a lot of conversations with Patricia. CJ Hicks was seen having a lot of conversations with Patricia. And obviously that is going to continue all spring long. But he seems like a top guy that could benefit from this and finally be unlocked here.
Yeah,
Tim?
And Patricia, real quick, Patricia's really good at getting guys in spots to make plays. I mean, that may be his, if he has genius, that is it, is from week to week, coming up with something new and surprising you with somebody. So I'm really interested to see how this goes this year.
Yeah, me too. And I'm cool with the hire. I think it's a neat hire by Ryan Day, and I'm ready to see what a guy with a bunch of Super Bowl rings in his cabinet can do. Tim May from Letterman Row, always love talking football. Let's enjoy some March Madness for a few days. What do you say?
You got it. By the way, I'm no longer with Letterman Row. I thought I'd straighten that out with you guys. I mean, I am what you call backing off slowly but surely. You know what I mean? But
I'm sorry.
Wants me to fully retire and stuff, but I'm still going to be around for a while, brother.
That's right. We're not doing anything with Tim May. He's not going anywhere. He's covering Buckeye football. Thank you so much, Tim. Thanks for doing it.
You got it, brother. Yep. All right, man. Anytime, Timbo.
There he goes. Tim May covering Ohio State football with the best of them. We are going to talk some Buckeye women's basketball as the women are in the tournament taking on Montana State. Kevin McGuff joins us as Buckeye Roundtable continues.
More of Buckeye Roundtable presented by Burger King coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
A team that studies the unique makeup of your disease to develop a personalized treatment plan.
You're choosing our region's only comprehensive cancer center designated by the National Cancer Institute.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Now, the officials have been talking for quite some time.
All righty, let's see what they have to say.
Upon further review, there is no penalty on the play. However, we have conferred and discovered that Bob, the line judge, has saved a boatload for his kids' college using Ohio's 529 plan. It is tax-free, accepted nationwide. Bob recommends we all go to collegeadvantage.com. First down.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
Classic Bob.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota, like the best-selling Toyota Camry. It's all hybrid all the time with available all-wheel drive. Now through March 31st, get 4.99 APR financing on any new Camry. Or lease a Camry LE from just $299 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details. Or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Buckeye Nation, join us on April 13th at the 2025 Ohio State Four-Mother, presented by Union Home Mortgage, the Ohio Beef Council, and Raising Cane's. This is your chance to run down the tunnel and finish on the 50-yard line at Ohio Stadium. A portion of the proceeds benefit the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. This is something you won't want to miss. Register today at OhioStateFourMiler.com. Go Bucks!
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Welcome back to Buckeye Roundtable. I'm Timmy Hall. We're going to get Kevin McGuff on the line here in a second. Union Home Mortgage is the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 2229. Most wonderful time of the year. It is March Madness, baby. Kevin McGuff, head coach of the women's basketball team, is with us. Kevin, when you guys were watching the selection show, did you have a feeling one way or the other that you were going to catch that 4 seed and get to host, or did you stop thinking about it at that time?
You know, I really didn't know. I knew it was close and that it could go either way. And certainly was happy when I saw us pop up as a 4 seed. I wanted an opportunity for our players to get a chance to play in front of our great fans one more time.
Absolutely.
At least one more time, and hopefully more.
Right, yeah. One more time, hopefully that second time, and hopefully when you have that second game, we're thinking about a third game. That's going to be somewhere else, as your region is going to go through Birmingham. That's right, Birmingham. And did you have any preference, by the way, over what 1 seed is in your region? I can't imagine you ever think too much about that. We know that 2 of them are going to be in the Big Ten, South Carolina and Texas, the other 1 seeds in this bracket.
Yeah, not really. I mean, at that point, you know, if you at any time in the NCAA tournament, you're going to play a really good team, and so we're just going to focus on this first game versus a really talented and well-coached Montana State team, and try to go from there. But you know, should we get a chance to an opportunity to advance in the tournament, we know it only gets harder because the teams are better because they've won. And so I didn't think too much more than, hey, I was hoping we could get a 4 seed. That happened. So now we're trying to have a great week of practice and get ready for Friday.
Yeah, that's fair. That is totally fair. Let's focus on first things first here, and then we can talk about a Sweet 16 run when it's time for that second game, which looks like it could be a pretty attractive game on Sunday. But Montana State, the Bobcats, I feel like for a conference stature where the Big Sky Conference is, Montana State earning a 13 seed tells you something about them. And then you look and you see this is a 30-win basketball team, so they are no joke, 17-1 in their league. What do you got to look out for with them?
Well, they're used to winning, number one, and they're very well coached. One thing that kind of stands out, they, you know, like us, they like to press. They like to employ full court pressure, and they're in the top 10 in the country in forcing turnovers. So we've got to be really well organized with our press offense and make sure we can take care of the ball against Montana State. I think that's going to be one of the biggest keys.
Yeah, they had, I mean, everybody knows about the start to the season. You guys they had a 19-game win streak in the middle of their schedule. So 2 teams that know how to win. Kevin, what do you like about your group right now? What do you think that response is going to be when that last time on the court, things did not look good against UCLA?
Yeah, you know, we've been good since then in practice and so forth. But, you know, we got to show up and we've got to apply that to the game Friday. And you know, it's I think we're in a good place. But, you know, until we show up and do it on Friday, I guess we'll see.
And that's good that you've seen that. Kevin, I got to imagine it's a lot of instinct and feel trying to gauge what your team's response is going to be like in that first quarter of the next game. But you say you've liked what you've seen in practice. What are some of those specific things that lead you to believe this is going to be the right response?
Well, I think that's it. Practice is the biggest thing. I think we've been focused, and our energy and intensity has been good. And, you know, the thing that we've been pushing them all year is just to be a more consistent team. Because when we play well, we're really good. We just don't always sustain that within games for close enough to 40 minutes to be who we're capable of being. And so we've been trying to push them in that space and just to be a more consistent team. And, you know, I think we're getting there. And like I said, hopefully we can apply that to Friday's game.
Now, Kevin, obviously this all boils down to a basketball game, and you're aiming to win it like any other basketball game. But we live and breathe, and we know that March Madness is so much more than that. It has just become ingrained in our culture, and if you are any kind of basketball fan, it means so much more to you. What do all those other things mean to a guy like you?
Well, it's you know, you get the chance to measure yourself against the best in this tournament. And that's a really exciting thing. And then obviously it adds an element that, you know, for me as the coach, I like this team. I like this group of young women that we have here, and I want to coach them for as long as I can. And you're at a point now, it's win or go home. And so that adds obviously a greater sense of urgency than you've ever felt at any point throughout the year. And so that's the way I'm looking at it, is I want this team to have a chance to be around each other and play with each other for as long as we can possibly do it.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, right, with the way college basketball is, how many more games, even with eligibility left, right? You just never know with the way the game is today. That's right. Yeah, it's like eligibility is kind of coming and going, and we're dealing with a lot of different things in that space, and you never know it's gonna change again. And so that's a part of it as well. Well, Kevin, you guys have a lot of things to offer with this roster, with what Jelani has been all season as a freshman, with how good we know Cody McMahon to be and how she can take over a game. You guys have some really talented players, and there's a reason you've had the season that you've had. Go and get on this run here. Let's see what we can do getting out of this site here and moving on to Birmingham. That's the plan. I think our kids are excited. We're going to play as hard as we possibly can on Friday. Hopefully we can get a win and move on. Awesome. Friday and hopefully Sunday, home basketball games for the Buckeye women in the NCAA tournament. Their head coach, Kevin McGuff, always, thanks for the time. We'll do it again next week, hopefully with some good things to talk about. Wonderful. Thank you. All right, good stuff. There he goes. Women's basketball coach Kevin McGuff. Exciting time to see them and their path, and the fact that they're playing at home at the Schottenstein Center makes it all the more exciting. We have so much planned. A jam-packed 7 o'clock hour. Lots of Buckeye coaches, more Buckeye football conversation, and we're going to talk some high school basketball. It is state championship time. I know Jake Diebler, he's going to be watching things in Ohio very carefully. More coming up next hour.
Add some spice to your pizza night with Donato's new Smoky Hot Honey Pizza and Smoky Hot Honey Chicken Sub. Bringing hardwood smoked bacon, wood-fired chipotle seasoning, and Mike's Hot Honey together for savory, smoky, sweet heat perfection. Now get $4 off a large Smoky Hot Honey Pizza using promo code SMOKY. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
They're trained. They're fired up. Let's do it. When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith, Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University, Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag Buckeyes Care.
Family dinners, game nights, and holiday parties. It all happens at home, and we want to help you realize your dream of homeownership. We're the Ohio Housing Finance Agency, and if you're ready to buy a home, we may be able to help. Visit myohiohome.org for more information on down payment assistance, lower interest rates, and more. OFA makes purchasing a home more affordable. Visit myohiohome.org. Home ownership. Make it part of your future.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS FM, HD1 Columbus, The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Buddy Wells. If tipped off in Dayton, and the madness of March is officially underway. Just a short bit ago, the first of the 4 play-in games began as St. Francis, PA, and Alabama State are several minutes into the first half. The top overall seeded Auburn Tigers will face the winner of that game on Thursday afternoon. Then later on tonight at about 9:10 or so, it'll be North Carolina against San Diego State. The winner of that game will advance to play 6-seeded Ole Miss on Thursday afternoon. The play-in games for the women's NCAA tournament will begin tomorrow night. As for the 4-seeded Ohio State Buckeyes, they begin their run on Friday afternoon. That's when Ohio State is set to host Montana State. Tip-off at the Shot is at 5:30. NBA tonight, the Cavaliers will begin a 5-game West Coast swing with a matchup against the Clippers in L.A. Tip-off is at 10:30. It's the first of a back-to-back for Cleveland as they'll face the Kings in Sacramento tomorrow night. And in hockey, the Blue Jackets will be back at it on Thursday night when they host the Florida Panthers. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th national championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
A team that studies the unique makeup of your disease to develop a personalized treatment plan.
You're choosing our region's only comprehensive cancer center designated by the National Cancer Institute.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Buckeye Roundtable, presented by Burger King, is on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Welcome back to Buckeye Roundtable. Buckeye fans, so glad to have you on this nice Tuesday night. We have got NCAA tournament action on right now. And it is cool because at the first 4 in Dayton, you do get the Xavier Musketeers. They're playing tomorrow. You, of course, get 16 seeds. You've got St. Francis, PA, beating Alabama State 18-14 halfway through the first half. The big one later tonight, the most controversial team to get in, that's North Carolina. They will take on San Diego State. Then tomorrow, you'll get Mount St. Mary's versus American. That's at about 6:40. And then the late one, 9:10. So if you're a Xavier fan planning on going up, I would imagine it's going to be a pretty pricey ticket. Because you got to get tickets for both games. There's session 1, that's tonight. Session 2 is tomorrow night. And if you're just getting session 2, I would imagine you get the 2 games, but you're still looking at a pretty penny. But might be worth it to you to see Xavier play Texas to see if they can play their way into this big field. We're going to talk some high school basketball here as we pick things up. But welcome back to our show. It is presented by Burger King. And the Buckeye women's basketball team, as we left off saying, they will return to action coming up here on Friday. Our pregame coverage for their game against Montana State in the NCAA tournament starts at 5:15. But right now, it's time to talk a little high school hoops.
It's time for the Ancova Insurance High School Player Award on Buckeye Roundtable.
All right, one of the highlights of the Buckeye Roundtable show is the presentation of the Ancova Insurance Archie Griffin Athlete of the Week Award. During each Roundtable show, Ancova Insurance and the Ohio State Sports Network honor a high school athlete for their outstanding play and team leadership. This week's recipient, Glenville High School senior forward Xavier Vickerstaff. Vickerstaff has been the Tar Blooders' leading scorer and rebounder all season, and in the state semifinal game against Hawken, he was consistently answering the bell when his team needed a bucket or needed a board. Boy, did he turn in a performance. Game-high 17 points to go with 7 rebounds. Thanks to his effort and the effort from his teammates, Glenville beat Hawken 62-42 and advanced to their first ever state championship in boys basketball. Incredible deal for the school and for Coach Brian Otrix. They will play Friday at 4:15 at UD Arena. Everything's happening at UD Arena, right? For the state title in Division 4. Congratulations to Xavier Vickerstaff, senior forward, Glenville High School, the recipient of this week's Ancova Insurance Archie Griffin High School Athlete of the Week Award. Ancova Insurance, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Time now for the American Dairy Association Midi statewide top performers on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
All right, we got a few minutes. Let's talk a little bit more high school basketball. Let's move down south a bit. Congrats to Massillon Perry with a record of just 14-13. This is happening now since all the reclassifications. They're going to be playing for a Division II state crown as they stopped North Royalton's 24-game win streak with a 66-63 win. Preston Daisy's size was a problem. The junior center had 18 points, 8 of them in the third. Senior Luke Wolf also had 18 in the win. Going down to the Columbus area, Olentangy Orange took down St. Ignatius 58-54. That was an overtime game. They advanced to the D1 state championship, denying St. Ignatius chances to defend the crown. Levi Davis led the Pioneers in scoring with 16. Also for Orange, Keegan Knupp had a big game, 10 points, 10 boards, loved the double-double, had 4 blocks as well, the rim protection, including a final slam dunk to end it. Finally, heading south to the Cincy region, shout out in order to Aiken High School and Jaden Arnold. He had 19 points and 9 boards on 9 of 13 shooting, very efficient. The Falcons took down Sandusky 64-58 to advance to the D3 state championship game. It's Aiken's first title game appearance. Congrats to them. Our top performers from around the state, presented by the American Dairy Association Mideast, a reminder from Ohio's dairy farmers, 8 ounces of delicious chocolate milk has 8 grams of high-quality protein with the power to fuel everyone from elite athletes to weekend warriors. Let's go back to a little bit of college basketball since we're talking hoops there. I know Jake Diebler, he is going to keep his eye on some of the state title action. He was talking some high school hoops on the radio show earlier this week.
No, I think this is such a special time of year with the upcoming state championship games. It's a different year, right, with the new divisions and the different format and things being, spaced out differently. But for me, who grew up in the state and always looked forward to, right, even when I was younger, coming down to Columbus and watching the games and, staying for multiple games and it's the best. And so, good luck and congratulations, I think, to all the teams, right, who get to play in that state championship game. And, it's an opportunity to cement a legacy that lives for a long time. I got to celebrate kind of 20 years with our team this year back at Upper Sandusky High School, and it was such a special moment to be around those guys and have that team together and reflect on that year, because it was special, and it would have been special anyway, but it was certainly more special, Ron, by being able to win that championship and cut down the nets.
I can still remember all that stuff going on social media right after Jake Diebler. It might have been a year ago to this day. I got to check the date on that. It might have been March 17 or March 18 when Jake Diebler was made official, when he became the head coach at Ohio State. And they had the press conferences and they got ready for the NIT run, and there was some buzz, and they won a couple games there and then lost a tight one on their home court to Georgia to end the NIT run. And I remember thinking how cool that would have been last year for this team to win an NIT championship, because obviously you cannot hold Jake Diebler accountable for last year's team not making the big dance. He actually took a team that was going nowhere and almost made the NCAA tournament. And then, of course, you hold a little bit more accountability to this year, because we've discussed that. College basketball, it has been proven now with the transfer portal that you can have immediate turnarounds, especially with a brand and the power of a program like Ohio State. You'd like to think you can do that. But to hear him talking about high school hoops, I do remember him bumping into his brother, John Diebler. There was this thing where John Diebler was not allowed, because of Ohio State law and nepotism, to take a coaching position at Ohio State, so he stayed with Thad Matta at Butler. How ridiculous is that, too? Like, sports, not to say that nepotism is the thing, but it makes sense that sports runs in your blood. I mean, what did he just talk about there? His brother played. He played for his dad, who was the coach. It can happen. We all go through things like that when we're not the coach's son. But then again, when you get to a certain point, you have to be good. You can't just have your son being on the team or guys being around the program if they don't really earn it, if they don't know what the heck they're talking about. Not the case with the Dieblers. John and Jake, I think just last week or 2 weeks ago, both had some of their high school records broken. Jake was the assist man for high school hoops in the state of Ohio. That got clipped. Or was it steals? John, of course, was scoring. And we had a young man finally break John Diebler's all-time Ohio high school scoring record, and that's a crazy thing. But it is cool to hear Jake Diebler talk about the importance and the love and the passion he has for high school basketball in the state. I think it speaks a lot to the way he's going to recruit, which is why 4 of the 5 verbal commits between 25 and 26, or 3 of the 4, are Ohio high school basketball players. You got Amari Bynum, who's from the Link Academy in Branson, Missouri. He's the one. Then you got Dorian Jones from Richmond Heights. He's a Cleveland kid. He's coming in this next cycle with Bynum, so 2 guys to be excited about. And then in 26, you've got one from Upper Arlington. That's Alex Smith. And then Marcus Johnson from Garfield Heights. As we roll on here, we're going to flip it back to football. Last week when we talked to Bill Kurlick, right when the show was done, one of the last guys we asked him about in the interview, Maxwell Riley, offensive lineman, wound up committing to Ohio State. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk some Buckeye football recruiting with Kevin Noon as we go on the trail as Buckeye Roundtable continues.
You're listening to Buckeye Roundtable, presented by Burger King on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Union Home Mortgage knows Buckeye fans never leave Ohio State behind. We've helped millions of first-time home buyers get into their dream home through our 1% down payment program. Put as little as 1% down, and UHM tosses in up to 2% on the house. Learn more at UHM.com or call 877-846-4968. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229. UHM will contribute up to 2% down, no greater than $2,000 towards a 3% down payment. Home buyers responsible for the remainder of the down payment. This offer is available for the purchase of a primary residence only. For full terms and conditions, visit UHM.com.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota, like the best-selling RAV4. Now through March 31st, get 4.99 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.99 on a RAV4 hybrid. Excludes plug-ins. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $339 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Buckeye football lives here. The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Welcome back to this week's Buckeye Roundtable show. It's presented by Burger King. You can visit your local BK restaurant, grab your $20 Buckeye Blitz bundle. That includes 2 Whoppers, a cheeseburger, 3 small fries, 3 small drinks, and a custom OSU crown. Only at Burger King, where you rule.
It's time to talk Ohio State recruiting. This is Buckeye Roundtable's On the Trail.
Always a good night to talk recruiting. We're starting to see some of those freshmen and some of the newer guys in spring football here as we put the pads on, put the Guardian caps on as well to be safe as spring football ramps up. But Kevin Noon of Buckeye Huddle joins us now. Always pleased to be talking with Kevin. And Kevin, last week in this segment, we finished up talking about Maxwell Riley. And wouldn't you know it, I wasn't expecting it, but later that night, he's the latest verbal commit. What can we know about this offensive lineman, and what's the big deal about this, especially with the new assistant coach taking over, Tyler Bowen, for the Buckeyes?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really important pickup, in my opinion, because of the fact of offensive line is always a position of need, and this is the year that the state of Ohio has just a ton of talent, and people are seeing guys like Adam Guthrie go elsewhere. So, you need to sit there and be able to make a move on a player like Max Riley and hopefully get further along with Sam Greer and some of these types of guys. But, I'm 6'4", 265 right now. I mean, I think he kind of projects as a guard. I think we all just magically look at the height and just decide, well, he's not tall enough to be tackled. That's not entirely true. I mean, look at the success that Donovan Jackson had sliding outside to tackle. That's not your biggest indicator. I think Max Riley is somebody who could play in that space, but I think that he's better suited to play at guard. It's a really big pickup. And, yeah, if I would have known that we could have manifested commitments like that on the show, I would have mentioned 6 or 7 different names.
Right. I mean, it really was sort of a random question by me. He wasn't really on the forefront of my mind. That's why it was the question at the end of the interview. But I mean, I don't know. Are we going to see Aiden Harris, defensive lineman? Can we just put that one into play here tonight, Kevin? I mean, who else would we want?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are a lot of names that we could sit there and throw out there. Aiden Harris, certainly out of the greater Charlotte area. I think is somebody that there's a lot to like right there. I mean, the thing is with a new coaching staff, and we're only talking about a couple of pieces, but does the board kind of get reset? Remember when Carlos Loughlin came in last year and things kind of shifted? I think a lot of people thought that they were going to push really hard on Marquise Davis. That did not end up happening. They go out and they get Isaiah West out of Philadelphia, somebody that maybe we weren't talking about as much prior to Loughlin coming in. So now you have Tyler Bowen. Now you have Matt Patricia. You've got some of these new names in there. So do we see them come in with some new ideas for how they have their board stacked up in terms of recruiting? And that's what kind of keeps everything fun, because I can assure you, I can sit there and put a class together in February with a year out and say, this is what I think the class is going to look like, and then look at the actual class, and it's not really even close because things change along the way.
Yeah. Well, it's still important, and getting out of that dead period and moving back into the quiet period, we knew that this was going to be a big time for Ohio State. And, the last few conversations you and I have had, it's been a little bit more, less about the names there and settling things with the staff. And I also talked about this last week. I had to say, I didn't get a chance to talk to every single Ohio State coach when they made all 10 of them and Ryan Day available before spring football started. But I did get a chance to catch up with Tyler Bowen off on the side. And I liked everything about him. I liked everything about him, and I just loved his personality and the way that he was talking about his philosophies in the run game and just what he was doing to try to learn everything about every single one of his players since joining the team, and his focus on recruiting. I can understand how he starts off with a big win, Kevin. I really get it after talking to him.
And if you look at his resume, he's been a recruiting coordinator before, so that means that he probably understood the importance of recruiting and was pretty good at it just to even get that title. And I waited, and I was hoping to get a chance to do a little walk and talk with him. It just didn't happen the way that everything was so compacted over there with the interviews one on top of another. But, I could see a lot of that in just the way that he was during the interview. And I think that it is going to give Ohio State maybe some different energy in terms of recruiting. And I can say that and still say that I'm not being derogatory toward his predecessor, toward what Justin Fry did. I just think it's a different type of energy that he's going to be able to bring on the recruiting front. I think everybody's just hoping that he's able to develop players the way that Justin Fry was able to.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there was a lot of talk about the Matt Patricia hire, because of which directions it could go. I have been in my stance that I'm for it because when you win a national championship, I will give you a couple. I do think, however, that Bowen was the kind of hire that you just look at his background and look at his resume and you just say, yes, like that's the kind of guy you want in that position. Kevin Noon from Buckeye Huddle talking some recruiting with us. We've talked to some Ohio guys. We talked to Elbert Hill a few weeks ago. Maybe you can catch us up on where he is, but also maybe tell us about someone like Sincere Johnson from Glenville. We were talking about Glenville's basketball team last segment, running to the state championship. First one ever for them, but Sincere Johnson, a linebacker prospect that has a lot to like, borderline top 100 guy as well.
Yeah, with Elbert Hill, it's just going to still be a waiting game there. He's going to take his visits, it appears. I mean, he's the type of player that you hold a spot for him from day one to the final day of recruiting. He's just that special of a player. Obviously Ohio State getting him on campus. You want to sit there and put the sell on, but if you don't want to necessarily hard sell somebody that you're definitely, in my opinion, a clubhouse leader for, because I think that by doing that, you only open yourself up to bad things happening. It'll happen in its time. As for Sincere Johnson, yeah, that Glenville pipeline is open, and that's fantastic. And I think that what we've seen and will see out of Arvell Reese is going to be a big selling point to Sincere Johnson. I'm not saying that Reese and Johnson are exactly the same player, but I am going to say that there are some similarities there. So, that's another one that I feel very good about. Ohio State generally does not lose Glenville guys that it is, actively pursuing, but you're going to have to kind of see that one out.
All right, Kevin, let's hope to get a verbal commit later tonight, or at least maybe sometime this week for someone we touched on here today. What do you say?
That sounds great. Just maybe not tomorrow. We do have interviews at Ohio State. Thursday, well, the tournament starts. So let's do it in the morning. Let's do it. Let's have that commitment in the morning.
Early in the day, right, kids? Come on. Like, you guys want to watch basketball too. So let's get the news out of the way early. I'm with you, Kevin. Kevin, we'll catch up here soon. Thanks for hopping on the show tonight.
Anytime.
Yep, good stuff. There he goes. Kevin Noon from Buckeye Huddle, one of their recruiting experts over there. Always good stuff. Hey, how about this men's hockey team for the Buckeyes? They are doing some amazing things. They're trying to win a Big Ten tournament championship this week. We're talking with the head coach, Steve Rollick, next as the Buckeye Roundtable show continues.
This is Buckeye Roundtable, presented by Burger King on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Now, the officials have been talking for quite some time.
All righty, let's see what they have to say.
Upon further review, there is no penalty on the play. However, we have conferred and discovered that Bob, the line judge, has saved a boatload for his kids' college using Ohio's 529 plan. It is tax-free, accepted nationwide. Bob recommends we all go to collegeadvantage.com. First down.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
Classic Bob.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at SafeLight.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
Family dinners, game nights, and holiday parties. It all happens at home. And we want to help you realize your dream of homeownership. We're the Ohio Housing Finance Agency, and if you're ready to buy a home, we may be able to help. Visit myohiohome.org for more information on down payment assistance, lower interest rates, and more. OFA makes purchasing a home more affordable. Visit myohiohome.org. Home ownership. Make it part of your future.
Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Growing up in the family business, I've seen firsthand the joy and love that comes with finding the perfect engagement ring. For over 77 years, our family's been dedicated to providing the best quality, unmatched selection, and the guaranteed best price. From timeless classics to custom designs, we have the perfect ring for every love story. Let our family help you celebrate the moments that mean the most. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Salmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers, we're improving lives, we're reimagining healthcare.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Welcome back to this week's Buckeye Roundtable show presented by Burger King. I'm Timmy Hall. We're going to talk some hockey with head coach Steve Rollick here momentarily. We'll hit you with a little injury report, too, and a little tidbit about Buckeye men's basketball. Hey, Buckeye fans, power up and carbon down with AEP Energy and Eco Advantage. Their 100% renewable energy plan for your home or business. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
This is the Elk and Elk Report on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
All right, you might know that Ohio State men's basketball slightly missed the NCAA tournament. Third straight year. That's not good. And I actually thought initially it was the first time they've gone 3 years since the early 2000s. But it's been pointed out, Thad's first year, they weren't eligible for the NCAA tournament. So that's kind of not on him. It's still, you will still look and see a 3-year gap right there in the early 2000s. But you got to go back into the mid-90s, the last time they were eligible, and then missed 3 straight NCAA. So that's where you're at. And part of the Buckeyes not going to the college basketball crown had a little bit to do with health and guys being banged up. And Diebler, Coach Jake Diebler on his radio show yesterday, talked about how Bruce Thornton really banged up and might deserve a vacay.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves a vacation, just from just a break standpoint because, I thought certainly he plays a physical game. And I thought, I've said this publicly, I think defenses were allowed to be extra physical with him because of, his presence out there, and his consistency, the thing that people don't get to see. And I know, Brian, you've been to practice, you've seen it. It's he practices really hard too. He's not, preserving energy in practice. Now we have to kind of there's times I'm removing him from getting some rep. He wants every rep. He wants every, so he, through that work ethic, he positioned himself to be able to play at such a high level with the minutes load that he had this year. And so he's so impressive. I mean, you look at the numbers that he put up. I mean, he was almost a 50-40-90 guy, and his efficiency this year was off the charts, and he led us in assists, and he's earned some rest certainly here for a little bit.
Basketball terminology, Bruce Thornton, a 50-40-90 guy. That's field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage, and free throw percentage. He was 50 from the floor. That's great for a guard. Just great for a guy that scores 17.7 points per game. Your leading scorer to be a 50% field goal percentage guy. And it's Bruce. He's one of the best players in the conference. It's insane. 42% from 3, 85% from free throw. Yeah, you definitely want Bruce to be around. He's not a guy you're talking about not being a part of next year's roster build. No way, no how. Now, I will say we just got a piece of news for Buckeye men's basketball. Before we get to head coach Steve Rollick and talk some men's hockey, Austin Parks, a little bit down the list here, an Ohio guy, though, a center that only averaged 1.3 points and 0.9 rebounds in just 15 games of action. Didn't really affect this team a whole lot. Came in spots throughout the season when they had frontline issues with Aaron Bradshaw. But Austin Parks making it known that he is going to go into the portal. So there is one guy for Buckeye basketball. He just announced that on Twitter moments ago. Our injury report was presented by Elk and Elk. Serious fans of Ohio State athletics, call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Go Buckeyes.
It's time to hit the ice and talk some Ohio State hockey. This is Buckeye Roundtable's Rinkside with Rollick.
Tell you, this has just been an awesome journey to follow. This Ohio State men's hockey team just keeps going. Steve, you're that much closer to your first Big Ten tournament championship. How cool does this feel to be on this run?
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been exciting last few weeks, and obviously Saturday was incredible, intense playoff hockey game, and it was nice to be on the right side of it there in overtime.
I guess it's just thrilling finishes. That's the only way we can have it with your team, right, Steve?
It seems that way, I'll tell you that.
You know, Davis Burnside gets the turnover in the neutral zone. Riley Thompson gets control of the puck. He gets it over to Gunnar Wolf-Fontaine. He 5-holes it, sends you guys to the championship. I got to imagine when a play like that is in the process of developing, you can see something from the bench. What did you see that time?
Yeah, I'll tell you, our crowd was into it. It was loud. And just how you talk about it, too. I mean, the most important thing you do is reload, what we call, or backtrack. And Burnside happened to come back and pickpocket their guy there at neutral zone, and he gets it to Thompson, and then all of a sudden it's Gunnar Wolf-Fontaine time, him and the goalie. You couldn't pick a better guy to have a puck at that time. And he puts it in the net, and just really happy for our guys.
Steve, we're talking about just how pretty it looked with Burnside, Riley, and then setting up the play to Gunnar Wolf-Fontaine. How much chemistry do guys need to have to be able to make a play like that happen?
Well, again, I mean, you work all year for an opportunity like that, and, you know, they've been go-to guys all year and clutch all year, and certainly they came up again clutch. And as much as they've played together, I think they kind of feel each other, know where everybody is on the ice. So it's pretty special.
You know, having that home crowd, too. We talked about that last week. That had to be a big push for the group.
It was fantastic, to be honest with you. I mean, they were loud right from the go-get, and, you know, the intensity was in the air. I mean, I think everybody felt it, and it was just fun to be a part of.
So when we go forward here, you get to play the number one team in the country. Michigan State got you a few times this year, but you certainly know how to beat them. What goes into this? I mean, it's a Big Ten opponent, so I'd imagine everybody in your locker room is charged up for this opportunity.
Yeah, excited, right? You get a chance to play for a championship, and, you know, you're playing the best team in the country. I've said it before. I think they're the best team in the country, but the bottom line is right now you only need to win one. And so, you know, we just have to have a good week of practice and be the best version of ourselves up there. And, you know, I think really that's what we're trying to do this week. So it's going to be exciting. The building's going to be loud. It's going to be a great atmosphere up there. We're looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah, you guys have been hanging around Columbus here for a bit now. So it almost feels like it's been a minute since you have gone out and felt this road environment.
Yeah, it'll be good. I mean, we'll get on the road Friday and obviously play Saturday night. And, you know, we played up there last year in the semifinals, and it was a great atmosphere. So we got a lot of guys that are used to it, and I think it's a big deal.
I feel good about it. It's going to be a special game on Saturday. And, Steve, even after Saturday, regardless of what happens, I mean, we know we're going to be hoping for the Big Ten championship. That'll solve that. But you're a top 10 team in the country. You're checking in at number 9 in the polls this week. Selection show the very next day. I would imagine you're going to get back to the facility, watch it as a group. Is that how we're going to do it?
Yeah, we're going to try to. I mean, women's basketball is hosting NCAAs over here. So if we can't get back to this building, we'll try to get somewhere here on campus. But, yeah, we're going to get together on Sunday. And, you know, you got to take advantage of these opportunities. They don't come around all the time. And you really got to cherish this and appreciate the work that's been put in by the staff and the players.
You know, you've obviously went to that Frozen Four back in the 2017-2018 season. You made several appearances in the NCAA tournament. You were just there in 2022-23, but I got to imagine does something feel a little bit different, a little bit special and unique about this 2024-25 team?
Yeah, you know what? I just sat down with our leadership group this morning and you know, just told them how proud I am of them, but yet let's still keep climbing the mountain. And I told them I do feel something for this group. Like, you know, you just take advantage of these opportunities. I love the team attitude here, the family attitude, and the belief. And I think those are three key words for us as a group. And who knows what could happen, but it is a special group.
It's grit and it's toughness, right? It's like you said, you're never out of any hockey game, it seems.
Well, that's a key. Give yourself a chance. And no matter how good, how bad, you got to hang in there. And, every game seems to be a playoff game to me. It seemed like for the last 2 months almost. So our guys are used to it. And again, they're just excited about this weekend.
Well, Fontaine just had his 6th career 2-goal game, and 4th time he had done that as a Buckeye. And this is the program's 3rd appearance in the Big Ten tournament final. 3 times a charm. I can feel it coming for this Ohio State team. Steve Rollick, the head hockey coach. Busy week for you and the guys. Go get him. Go get a championship.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We're excited for it.
Yeah, really exciting with this men's hockey team. Whatever they do, win that championship, go to the tournament after that, try to make a run at a Frozen Four. It's what everybody wants. To have that men's hockey team and that women's hockey team performing like this, it's really, really cool. We're going to talk some Buckeye baseball. Can you believe it? We got March Madness, we got baseball, we got home games here. It's crazy. They're taking on Miami, Ohio right now this evening. Perfect day for baseball. We caught up with the new head coach, Justin Hare. We're going in the dugout as Buckeye Roundtable continues.
More of Buckeye Roundtable presented by Burger King coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Union Home Mortgage knows Buckeye fans never leave Ohio State behind. We've helped millions of first-time home buyers get into their dream home through our 1% down payment program. Put as little as 1% down, and UHM tosses in up to 2% on the house. Learn more at UHM.com or call 877-846-4968. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229. UHM will contribute up to 2% down, no greater than $2,000 towards a 3% down payment. Home buyers responsible for the remainder of the down payment. This offer is available for the purchase of a primary residence only. For full terms and conditions, visit UHM.com.
We have acres of brand new Chevys, Chryslers, Jeeps, Dodges, and Ram vehicles, as well as used cars and trucks that you're looking for at the Jeff Weiler Columbus Auto Mall in Canal Winchester. And if we don't have what you're looking for, we can find it at one of our 23 other locations. So come shop the lot or view over 2,000 cars right at your fingertips at JeffWeilerColumbusAutomall.com. Plus, use Weiler Direct to see monthly payments, value your trade, and get pre-approved. Rooted in family, driven by you.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, basketball fans, Credit Union of Ohio wants to help you score more by making life more affordable. It's time to play with a team that helps you win every day. Credit Union of Ohio's loan rates have dropped to provide affordable financing for the things you want and need. It's time to reevaluate your current loans and consider refinancing with a team that cares about you. Check out current specials and get started scoring more money at cuofohio.org. That's cuofohio.org. NCUA insured, equal housing lender.
Your home for Ohio State Athletics, The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Welcome back to this week's Buckeye Roundtable show presented by Burger King. I'm Timmy Hall, about to talk some Buckeye baseball. Guys are playing Miami right now. We'll get you a score. But earlier we caught up with head coach Justin Hare, so we look forward to that. The Buckeye women's basketball team, they will host Montana State in the opening round of the NCAA tournament on Friday. Our pregame coverage begins at 5:15 here on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
It's time to talk Ohio State baseball. This is Buckeye Roundtable's In the Dugout with Coach Justin Hare.
It always surprises me when I look on the calendar and it's still March and we get to talk baseball. And we got a new guy in charge with this Ohio State baseball program. Justin Hare is with us. Justin, when you think back on June 21st, 2024, when you were being introduced here, what does that day mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a special day, special memory. Having the opportunity to come back here to Ohio and have a chance to lead this program is pretty special. And so anytime you kind of get a chance to reflect on that, just look back at that day in particular, and just like the excitement and thankfulness and gratefulness is pretty special.
When you took a look at this program and you saw, what the results had been here recently and what the standards are always for any team around the Block O, nonetheless, Buckeye baseball, what did you see when you were stepping into this job?
Yeah, I think that the turnover over the last couple of years from Coach Beals to Coach Mosiello and then them having the opportunity to go back to TCU and taking that opportunity, unfortunately, and again, nothing against either of those guys, but there's some turmoil in that change and that turnover and really trying to identify and solidify an identity of what this program needs to be, where it needs to get to, where it needs to get back to, with some consistency and kind of returning to a standard of play that a lot of people experience while playing here. That maybe hasn't necessarily been the case over the last 5, 6, 7 years. And so there was an opportunity to step into a program that has had a huge measure of success historically, and try to come in and provide some consistency and try to raise that standard and try to build an identity around what this new look Buckeye baseball program is going to be, and just try to pour everything into those things. And I don't think those opportunities come by or come along that often. And so it was one of those things that I felt like, man, like if we can get in there and we can do what we're capable of doing, kind of sky's the limit.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Guys, Justin Hare, new Ohio State baseball coach, is with us here on Buckeye Roundtable. And I'm sure you researched this. You knew about it, what life in the Big Ten is like at the beginning. I mean, you played baseball in Ohio anyway, so you know about the travel at the start of the season. But here we are. We've already got home games at Bill Davis Stadium. And I know you're wanting for those wins to start piling up here soon. But as we've been, 17 games into the season, what have you liked with your team? And where do you think you need to improve the most?
Yeah, I like their resiliency. We've faced a really hard schedule, really challenging schedule, which is a good thing long term. Sometimes short term that doesn't, always produce the results that you want it to. But our guys have learned a lot about themselves. We've learned a lot about ourselves as a program, and our guys have fought and scratched and clawed, and we've been in a ton of games and just haven't maybe found that recipe to finish some of those off. But I think long term that's gonna help us, right? Like we're gonna be back in big situations as we move through the year, and we're gonna have experiences that we're gonna be able to draw from, playing against high caliber teams in big environments and different things that way. And then things that we want to improve, just solidify some of the roles that some of our guys need to be able to kind of handle and excel in. And we're getting healthy. We've had some guys nicked up and beat up, and we're getting some guys back. And so that's going to help reshuffle some of what we can do, both in the lineup and out of the bullpen. And I think give us a better chance moving forward to be able to keep guys in roles that they're kind of better built for rather than try to stretch them in areas that maybe they're not that equipped to be successful in.
We're looking forward to seeing you guys hit your stride. And Justin, I know as a new coach coming in, with all the success you had at Campbell, I mean, in creating explosive offenses, right, and doing the things that you know how to do, you probably can learn a lot from your players. I'm wondering about a guy like Trey Lipsy, who you talk about someone who's seen it all, the turmoil of coaching changes, right, going back to Beals, to Mosiello, now playing for you. Just some of the seniors on this team, right, and somebody like that have been through the changes. You gotta take a lot from players like that.
Yeah. Those guys, man, they've been through a lot. They've seen a lot. They've experienced a lot. Some good, some bad, some in between. And again, like for us, it's a learning process of, all right, man, like, well, what have we done? What have we done here that's worked, that you've liked, that you've enjoyed? What are things that we can do a better job of, that we can provide a better experience or development opportunity for you and for our players, and how can we move this thing forward? We don't want to be the same that we've been in the past. We want to take those things that have been done well and capitalize on those. We want to take the mistakes or the challenges that we've had in the past and try to correct those as quickly and as efficiently as we possibly can, so that we can move this thing forward. And it is a work in progress, but man, those guys, they've been great. They've embraced the way that we've asked them to play and the things that we've asked them to do, and they've been really receptive and open about sharing their experiences over the last 3 or 4 years, and that's helped us, hopefully, shorten that learning curve a little bit.
Guys, we've got baseball coach Justin Hare with us every single week for the rest of this winter-spring season of Buckeye Roundtable. I should stop calling it winter because we're to the spring.
Baby. We're here.
Yeah, right. We're to that spring weather right now, and a great day for baseball. Good luck in the game against Miami, Ohio, and good luck in the Big Ten Series in Iowa City this weekend. We'll catch up next week about it.
Thanks, Tim. Talk to you soon.
All right, good stuff. Glad to be joined by baseball coach Justin Hare. We'll get you caught up with what's going on the diamond with the Buckeyes and everything else around the Block O as we go around the Block O. Next, it's Buckeye Roundtable.
You're listening to Buckeye Roundtable, presented by Burger King on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Union Home Mortgage knows Buckeye fans never leave Ohio State behind. We've helped millions of first-time home buyers get into their dream home through our 1% down payment program. Put as little as 1% down, and UHM tosses in up to 2% on the house. Learn more at UHM.com or call 877-846-4968. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229. UHM will contribute up to 2% down, no greater than $2,000 towards a 3% down payment. Home buyers responsible for the remainder of the down payment. This offer is available for the purchase of a primary residence only. For full terms and conditions, visit UHM.com.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th national championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Family dinners, game nights, and holiday parties. It all happens at home, and we want to help you realize your dream of homeownership. We're the Ohio Housing Finance Agency, and if you're ready to buy a home, we may be able to help. Visit myohiohome.org for more information on down payment assistance, lower interest rates, and more. OFA makes purchasing a home more affordable. Visit myohiohome.org. Home ownership. Make it part of your future.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
What's going on, Buckeye fans? Hope you've had a great Tuesday. We certainly appreciate you being a part of our show. If you missed anything, you can simply search up Buckeye Roundtable anywhere you get your audio. You missed some of the great interviews. We were talking spring football with Tim May in the first hour. We've had a ton of Buckeye coaches on. Women's basketball, Kevin McGuff. Just talked to the baseball coach, Justin Hare. Men's hockey coach, Steve Rollick. We talked recruiting with Kevin Noon. Anywhere you get your audio, search Buckeye Roundtable and you can download and subscribe to the podcast. And if you like not just listening, but also watching, we are on YouTube. All you got to do is search up our flagship station, WBNS, on YouTube, and you will see the link right there, and they're libraried as well, so you can see my beautiful face. It's really not that beautiful. Maybe depending on who you are, it might be, though. I'm not sure. If you're a North Carolina basketball fan, I probably look pretty good to you tonight because you're happy because your team's dancing. So we're going to see that game. We're going to see the 11 seeds close up the night at the first four in Dayton. I'm going to get you a score here. You've got St. Francis, PA, just started in the second half, beating Alabama State, battle of 16s, 39-34. Then it's North Carolina at 22-13 against 21-9 San Diego State. Micah Parrish, who was great for the Buckeyes this year, his former squad back in the NCAA tournament. It's absolutely brutal, you know? I'm gutted. I'm gutted for him. I'm gutted for Bruce Thornton. How can Bruce Thornton be this good through 3 years of college basketball? That man has not gotten to feel what it's like to bounce a ball in the NCAA tournament. Doesn't know what it's like to be in the one shining moment montage. Even if you get into that first round and lose, just to be in the event, I would imagine it's most college basketball players' dream to one day get to the NCAA tournament, just to have that chance to see what you can do. Buckeye Roundtable is brought to you in part by Encova Insurance for auto and home, encircling you with solutions you can trust. Encova, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Time now for Buckeye Roundtable's Around the Block O.
I'll get to some of these other sports here in a second. But we did have a big thing this week with Buckeye football off of their national championship. I saw some photos on social media today. Adam King, my friend from 10 TV in Columbus, he got a chance to go into that little trophy room that's connected to the Woody Hayes, and he put a photo out there of a new guy hanging out in the trophy room, and it's the beautiful national championship trophy centered right there in the middle. They got their other big trophies, their Heisman's there. What a great little centerpiece to add there. But Ryan Day, he was talking at the start of the week about how the championship just validates this whole process that they've been on. Well, the system's working.
I have a chance to speak to a lot of different coaches, which is great, and it's it's a blessing. So many different people reach out, after you win something, and you get a chance to share ideas and thoughts, and but at the end of the day, to me, it's the process. You have to trust your process and trust your culture, and really, to me, what, that last run just solidified, I think, for everybody in the building. It's just like the culture works, the system works, how we do it, our process works. Like, it just gave credibility to everything we're doing. And, truth be told, when you're a first-time head coach and you haven't done it before and you become the head coach at Ohio State, like, you typically don't get the benefit of the doubt until you win it all, because, you haven't really done it yet. It's like anything else. And so now we have the testimony moving forward, and I think for our guys, that's the most powerful thing we can do.
Yeah, it really is cool, and congratulations to Coach Day and his staff for getting to feel some of these things that you earned after you won a national championship. You get that reinforcement, and you get that validation of what we went through, even the bad times, right? The suffering, but believing through it all and still coming out the right side. A lot of the fan base becoming fractured, too, going into that Tennessee game, no doubt, no lie. But they stayed together in that room. They believed. They stayed true with that message the whole fight through the college football playoff, and that was great to see. Hey, congratulations. If I said it before, I can't say it enough, to the Ohio State women's hockey team. They're just incredible. Coach Muzzerall and that team, that program, winning the 2 national championships here recently, trying to go and win a third. They are back in the Frozen Four. They're in the semifinals. That's the semis. They're going to take on Cornell March 21st, 5 p.m. in Minneapolis at Ritter Arena. That's the home of the Gophers, of course. Joy Dunn, the newest member of the Century Club for their program. 4 points in the recent win. She hit career point number 100. She's the fastest player in program history to hit the milestone with just 77 career games played. Incredible, incredible stuff. Also, Steve Rollick, who we talked to tonight. Didn't really do this with him live on the air. He is the Big Ten Coach of the Year. So it's unbelievable. 5 of his players also recognized with Big Ten Player of the Year honors. Davis Burnside, Gunnar Wolfontaine, Riley Thompson, Damian Carfagna, Logan Turnus, Patrick Guzzo. Guzzo was the Sportsmanship Award winner. So just congrats to both those teams. Incredible stuff. Buckeye Roundtable, presented by Burger King, has been brought to you statewide by Encova Insurance, the American Dairy Association Mideast, Window Nation, and by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers. The executive producer of Ohio State Radio Sports is Skip Mossick. For our producers tonight, Bodie Wells and Jacob Reimer, who's been helping out, doing a great job. I'm Timmy Hall. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics. We will see you next Tuesday night at 6 o'clock.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Hey, it's Anthony, and I've got a fitting personalized for you. From the moment you walk in the Good Feet store, they're going to take the time to understand your unique lifestyle, your daily routines, and most importantly, the pain that brought you in to see them in the first place. If your feet ache after a long day or that discomfort starts radiating through your knees, your hips, your back, I've been there. The Good Feet store is going to help you where you need relief and find the arch supports that work best for you. And they're working for me. I walked all over the place in New Orleans covering the big game. I was loving it. I literally was walking for miles around the French Quarter, Canal Street, everywhere, because I had my personally fit arch supports in my shoes. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. I want you to be one of them. Go in, take the free test walk. They're immediately available. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal? is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my two best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
No matter what you love about March Hoops, it's always mad, but we're always rooting for our Buckeyes. When you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to crack open a Coors Light and choose chill all tournament long. Join the ESPN Tournament Challenge presented by Coors Light for a chance to win cash, prizes, and even a flyaway trip to a mountain retreat. Just submit a photo of your broken bracket at CoorsLight.com/MarchHoops. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. Visit Giant Eagle to see how easy it is